You got a lick of sense.
Nothing is out of bounds and everything is fair game. We have a lot to cover today. But first, let's check in with the talk. Please, welcome to Stats. Top. And Big
What's happening, everybody? And once again, it's time for At Home with the Crossover. I am your man, Big T, alongside the usual cast of characters, my tag team partners, my homies, none other than the man himself who can't see a thing. He's laughing. He's great thing he's got a sense of humor because he can't see nothing. His name is Radar, but we like to affectionately call him Radar Charles. He's definitely in the house. What's going on, Radar?
Never is the way, Big T, when it's time to play, sir.
Yes, sir, it absolutely is. And then we got Aggie P is in the house. He brings the Ag swag to the show each and every week. He's got the Aggie football shirt on, representing as usual. Aggie P is in the house. What's up, AP?
Hey, Aggie Pride is nationwide, Big T.
There you go. Absolutely is. My wife would testify to that.
Yes,
and
sir.
And we got the brother with the crown on. Got the Eagles throw towel over his chair. Got the Eagles banner on the wall. LeBron James, all that stuff. And he got the WWE. Yeah. Which one is that? Is that that's not the US. That's the Intercontinental Championship belt.
This is the WWE title they used in the Attitude Era.
Oh, that's the main title. Okay, I thought that was the Intercontinental or something. All right, well, we're talking about none other than Birdman that's in the house. Bird, what is up?
Do you smell what the Tunnel Crew is cooking?
Absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate that. Hey, and together we are the Tunnel Crew, watching everything that happens inside and outside the tunnel, leading to the lines of competition in the world of sports. And I'd like to welcome all the fans and listeners to the best sports talk show on YouTube, on the radio, and on the World Wide Web. Doesn't matter where you go, you're not going to find one better than this. And we keep it real each and every week talking sports, but we do it with the joy of the Lord, which separates us and makes us different. And that's why I say we're the best.
Yes.
Because we definitely lift up our Savior. And tonight, on this edition of At Home with the Crossover, we talking FL free agency before free agency, because officially free agency doesn't begin until next Tuesday, but moves galore happening all over the place. So free agency is here, whether you like it or not. We talked a little bit about Ja Morant and his crazy legal troubles. This kid is messing up his future if he doesn't stop doing this stuff. And we might get into a little bit of a freakish combine performance laid out there by one Anthony Richardson. But first, we begin with the hot topics. May not be what everybody else is talking about, but it's the things we, Tunnel Crew, want to talk about. And the headliner is, of course, the rivalry of rivalries. Duke and Carolina matched up on Saturday night, this past Saturday night, for the second time this season. And this time it was in Chapel Hill. First time Duke won over at Cameron by a count of 62 to 57. I'm sorry, 63 to 57. Reason I got that mixed up because they won this game 62 to 57. So 1 point different from the first game that was at Cameron, which is crazy. Carolina entered the game desperately needing a win, a quad one win to be exact. And meanwhile, Duke was winners of 5 straight entering the game. Blue Devils controlled, and yes, I used the term controlled much of the game. UNC led 9-8. And that was the last time they led until about 9 minutes left to go in the second half when they regained the lead for the first time since that 9-8 lead. And you know, basically coming down the stretch, Carolina fell apart like they did in the first game, like they did at Virginia, you know, like they did in so many games this year. They fell apart in the last 5 minutes. And you basically had a 4-minute stretch where Carolina did not score, went scoreless, 0 for 7 on field goals, and Duke outscored them 6-zip in the last minute and 38 seconds, something like that, and ended up winning the game. And they were led by their freshman, Kyle Filipowski had 22 points, 13 rebounds. The Tar Heels were led by Baycott, who had 17 points, 11 rebounds, and R.J. Davis, who had 17 points. Pete Nance, who had 22 points in the game before that and went 4 for 4 from three-point range, only gave him 3 points. And Caleb Love, who is the Duke killer, has been the Duke killer, scored 11 points and went 0 for 6 from three-point range. And like we said, the Tar Heels lost, and now they're 19-12. And everybody's saying they've got to basically get to the championship game in Greensboro just to have a chance to get selected on Selection Sunday. Meanwhile, Duke has won 6 in a row. 22-8 is their record, and they're looking good. So, Tunnel Crew, your thoughts on the second go-round of the big rivalry, the Shades of Blue, Duke and Carolina.
If I may lead off here,
Yes,
I
sir.
really think this is where the rubber meets the road with ball players, because we've seen this countless times, Aggie P, where teams like Carolina or Duke, for that matter, make a run in the tournament,
Mm-hmm.
and they get hot. Because like to your point when we were talking before the show, their games have been close. It's just been a matter of making shots and depending on one another versus trying to take the show on their own shoulders. So I think this is a wonderful opportunity for them to make the cut, which I think they're going to do, even if they just make it to the finals. If they they make a strong showing of it, I think they'll let them in, because it's not a lot out here to keep them out like cold turkey, in my opinion.
Hey, Aggie P, Birdman, your thoughts on this Carolina just having what many people say is a disastrous season after what they did last year?
Well, looking at the game, Big T, to me, I don't know, maybe I'm stretching here. Carolina just looked out of shape.
Yeah.
Especially coming down in the fourth quarter. I don't know. I just was watching their movement and everything. It's just something. It's kind of like they're standing around watching.
Yeah.
Instead of playing together, Big T. So, hey, I hope they make it to the finals. I hope they get in, but it's just not the same Carolina team.
Yeah. How embarrassing would it be to do what they did last year against Duke and Coach K in those two monster games coming down the stretch and make it all the way to the championship game, blow a 15-point lead, lose by 5 points, and then not even make the tournament this year? How terrible would that be? That would be horrible, wouldn't it?
It would. With players coming back.
Yeah, with everybody coming back except for Manic, And of course, Birdman probably don't think, he's a Wake Forest fan, so he don't care about Carolina. He's probably glad they're struggling. Bird, your thoughts?
I will say this: it is one of those games that proves to everybody why the ACC is great at what they do in basketball, basketball-wise. There's a lot of experts at watching the tournament just a few minutes ago that are saying we're the best conference to play basketball with. I even heard one commentator say that you put the Big 10 or Big 12, put those guys up against our 10 best teams, and we could probably beat them. Duke falls in that category from what I've seen the first 30 minutes and 30 minutes of the game. They, like you said, they did control. They played defense, and Carolina just looked lethargic on offense. When you can't score the ball, it's tough to win basketball games. So hats off to Duke.
Yeah, and you know what?
I wasn't the only one that could see that.
Yeah.
I was watching. I was like, their movement, are they in shape, or is it the coaching? Like they waiting on somebody to take over.
Yeah, and for a rivalry game too, Aggie P. I'm like, come on,
you got to go get it.
Right, you're supposed to be playing like this is your last game. Like you don't know if you're gonna make it off of academic probation. What I'm saying?
Right. So
and I want to jump in and say something. I think that sometimes when you got a team, like Carolina, like Duke too, and Kansas and Kentucky, any of the Blue Bloods, anytime they play and they're struggling, the conversation always centers and focuses around what they're not doing right and what's wrong with them. I want to give Duke credit. I mean, because Duke just came in there and punched Carolina in the mouth. Duke plays a physical, tough-minded style of ball that, they hadn't really played a lot in the last several years under Coach K. They used to years ago. That's what they were known for, slapping the floor and the tough defense and all that stuff. They got away from that blue collar kind of. And to me, I was sitting there watching that game and I said, this looks like an old school blue collar kind of just outwork you, out hustle you Duke team. And I knew that game was over. It was probably midway through the second half when Filipowski caught the ball down low, was like double teamed, 2 Carolina guys on him, and still just went up and slammed it on both of them, and then went down the court doing this, And I was like, that's not good.
Right,
To
right.
P's point, it looked like practice for Carolina after that. It looked like they were just doing walkthroughs. And I was just like,
Yeah,
the Duke and Carolina game?
yeah.
Playing like this?
But-
No.
And
Like Roy
apparently,
Williams wouldn't have that. Roy would
No.
have everybody out there red shirted and everything. If that's how y'all gonna play, come on out. Let's go.
hey, a friend of mine was just saying he just finished reading a book written by Roy, where he talked about how, when they would lose games, there were some times where he'd be so mad they'd come to practice and the rims would be removed. Not that he said we're not shooting today, but he would have the members of the athletic program go in with a ladder and tools and actually detach the rims. So there was no rim. So when the players walked in, they knew right then, this ain't gonna be a shooting hoops day,
Right.
So who knows? Is Hubert putting that kind of fear in the guys? We don't know. Say no.
I can't tell.
You don't see it in their play.
Yeah,
I mean, you can call a timeout, Big T,
yeah,
get your team regrouped to go back out and play the style ball.
yeah.
But Carolina just, I think it's that NIL money.
They
I-
Oh.
They pockets
They
get
get-
fat. They get lazy, man.
Hey, it's funny you say that because they just announced, I think last week, that Baycott had just signed a new deal, worth like $500,000 or something like that. I don't want to misquote it, but it was something astronomical. So yeah, you could be right,
I saw him on the Furniture Land South, right? I was flipping the TV. I was like, oh, I know that guy. Furniture Land South. Big T.
Oh man, the
But
big
hey,
money.
Hey, that makes plenty of sense because our guy Appleby, guess what he got to deal with? Just signed a deal. With a couple
Applebee's.
weeks ago. That's exactly right.
Applebee's.
Wow.
Hey, I didn't even know it, and I just guessed that.
Right.
Hey, Radar, let's jump over to the women because Virginia Tech won the ACC tournament for the first time since joining the conference in 2004, 2005. And congratulations to Georgia Moore. She had 25 points and was named the MVP. Your thoughts, Radar? You're our big women's college basketball guy. Your thoughts on how the ACC women's tournament went?
Everybody was surprised, even though they saw the talent in Virginia Tech.
Mhm.
They were expecting North Carolina to repeat off of what they did last year.
Mhm.
Even though they lost some pieces, they still added some pieces, so they were still like one of the front runners. So
Mhm.
Virginia Tech to do that and still it's almost like giving us another horse in the big dance.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you will. So I'm confident. I love the balance. Me, Agape, you yourself, we love it when they have got ladies that they can go to the bench and come on the court and still play hard, still dig in.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to go down to the wire. I think it's going to be. We're going to be surprised, pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
I
you
said,
got-
check out those quick clips on YouTube. They're like 7-9 minutes, and you see a lot of highlights where you can see different things that give you hope for the game in the future.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and
Especially in
hey,
the world of the ladies basketball.
Notre Dame, they went out and Virginia Tech. Hey, now there's a talk of Virginia Tech being a projected number 1 seed
And
when go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. There's talk. There'll be a number one seed when the brackets are released on Sunday. So we'll see. But if that happens, man, that'll be awesome.
It would. And two, check this out. The WNBA, watch out, because this is a young crop coming in. Kind of like that year back when Kobe and them guys came in.
Yeah.
I think they're getting ready to put these super teams on notice. Because there's some shooters coming in there.
Hey, you're listening to At Home with the crossover. When we come back, we got more of this on the other side of the break.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning. The crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, The Joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.insservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, two locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the crossover, where you can catch us every week, Tuesday night on YouTube. Go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and tell everybody you know about it, because you don't want to miss Blind Man getting up and walking away from the camera, running into walls, because he went off the camera. We can't see him, and he's running to a wall, and he needs his staff to push him back. Tell him, no, radar, over here. Come turn around, go back to your seat, so you don't want to miss that. And you don't want to miss Bird with his crown and his belt and and his Eagles championship ring that apparently, there it is. I was going to say, apparently now the football season's over. That's been removed. But no, he's still just on the other hand, the hand we couldn't see. Of course, Aggie P representing Aggie Nation, and his G-Men and his Celtics are having a great season. They might actually win it this year, man. I'm pulling for them. I am. I'm a Pistons fan, but I'm pulling for the big green machine. So catch us, like I said, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. on YouTube. Be sure to like, share, subscribe on the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. And then on Thursday nights, catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show. You can find it also online, but in a different place, not on YouTube, but at WLJFradio.com. And you can also download the WLJF app. You can find it on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. All right, let's jump back into our hot topics. And like I mentioned, free agency, NFL free agency, it officially starts Tuesday. But the last 2 days have been busy because today the Ravens officially announced they're putting the non-exclusive franchise tag on Lamar Jackson, which, for those who don't know what that means, is he can go out and negotiate a new deal with any other team. And once the numbers are set, the Ravens can match the offer that the other team has given him and keep him. But if they decide not to match it and the other team is able to sign him, then the other team has to give, I think it's like 2 number 1 picks, 2 first-round picks in exchange for him. So that's where we are with the Ravens situation. And listen to ESPN today and everything. A lot of people were saying, they put themselves in a bad situation because, he negotiates for himself. He doesn't have an agent. And they've been in discussions the last 2 years about a new deal, and the Ravens weren't aggressive enough in getting it done. And so now you've reached this point where he can go out and negotiate with other teams, and their hand may be forced here because it sounds like they don't want to lose him, but their hands may be forced. Tuttle Crew, your thoughts on this Lamar Jackson news that came out today?
Well, to benefit Lamar, I think you just summed it up, Big T. Everything is kind of in his hands now.
Yep.
He can go out and shop. He can go out and shop the deal.
Yep.
I hope he's a good negotiator. and yeah, that's correct. It looked like they might actually lose him because somebody's going to give up that money. Whether it's the Atlanta Falcons or somebody's going to pay him for what he wants.
And the Falcons are the team most people are talking about.
Yeah. I know one of my good friends, a Falcon. He said, "I don't care. We break the bank. We got it." He said, "Let the popcorn go up another $1. We got to get that guy. We got to get him." So hats off to Lamar. Just rewind it a little bit. I wish that he wouldn't have played this season.
Yeah.
Make it a little bit more interesting, but because there's always that. Is your knee healthy? Are you okay?
Yeah.
It's still on the table. But hey, hats off to him, and let's just keep watching, see what happens.
Hey, one thing we know, he's a tough negotiator because, like I said, they've been working on trying to get a deal done for 2 years. And, that's the good thing about being your own agent,
Right.
You're the person they're working directly with. There's no middleman.
Right. And he knows he's box office, so
yeah.
Hey, any team would be. The Carolina Panthers. Anybody would be just in a good situation to get a healthy Lamar.
Yeah.
I'm watching. I can't wait to see how that unfolds.
Yeah. Radar Bird, you got any thoughts on Lamar Jackson before we move on?
I will say this: pay the man, because you'd be stupid to get rid of him. It's not that hard. He's taking you to the playoffs. How many times in the past few years since he's been there?
3 years, I think.
Yeah. So
and he's been in MVP.
Right. So why would you not keep him? Why would you not re-sign him or restructure the deal? Mm-hmm. But hey, another team's loss is another team's gain.
Yeah. Radar, you got any thoughts?
I do. I'm excited just to see where he lands, but I am most excited to see how they try to adjust the offense around him because everybody makes that bad decision of trying to make them conform to their system, their players. Yeah. I think they need to really just say, hey, let's take the time to build around him because you can have him for another 10 years if you play your cards right, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, hey, so I just picturing it in my mind, I'm saying, man, I think he would look good in that red and black. I really do. It puts you in the mind of Michael Vick, all over again. So I think it would be kind of cool. Hey, sticking with the NFC South, the Panthers, man, they're going to have to make some moves because Saints went out and signed Derek Carr to a 4-year, $150 million deal. Carr, of course, was released by the Raiders after he had one of his worst seasons. He threw a career high 14 interceptions this year, and they ended up benching him for the last 2 games, so he didn't even play the last 2 games of the season. And he's got a career record, which I didn't realize this. You hear his name and you think he's a guy that's, I know the Raiders aren't a monstrous team in terms of winning, but I thought his record would be better than this. 63-80 in 9 years with the Raiders, 0-1 in the playoffs. He's only got 1 playoff appearance and he's 0-1. So maybe the Saints aren't getting that great of a deal, but hey, the guy can throw a sweet deep pass, and we know he's a pretty good quarterback if you give him time. So, the Panthers, you got some work to do, especially if Atlanta signs Lamar Jackson. Then the Jets are in talks with Green Bay to possibly bring Aaron Rodgers to the Big Apple. And Mr. Sensitive, Mr. Drama, You know, with that media, how tough they are, that's going to be interesting. And Aggie P's guys, man, the Giants, they locked up Daniel Jones today, and then they said, well, let's go ahead and put the franchise tag on Saquon Barkley so we can lock up our two young studs for, you know, another year. And then Seattle re-signed, which everybody was wondering, were they going to re-sign Geno Smith? Well, they did. Gave him a 3-year, $105 million contract after he set franchise records for yards with 4,282 last year and completion percentage. And that's on top of thinking Russell Wilson played there, and he put up bigger numbers than Russ. And, hey, he's expected to make $52 million this coming season. He was 8th in the NFL in passing yards last year and had 30 touchdowns to go with it, which was 4th in NFL. Tono Crew, your thoughts on the Giants' moves, Aaron Rodgers possibly going to the Jets, Geno Smith re-signing with the Seahawks?
Radar, I just got one question. What did Daniel Jones do to deserve that money?
Man, Daniel had a good season, man.
What? Losing to I guess
Don't direct that.
I guess getting that butts whooped in Philadelphia is enough.
You asking Radar, you're a Green Bay fan.
Yeah, that's right.
Come to the New York Giants fan and ask that question.
So he should be asking him about A-Rod going to New York, right?
Right.
Right. Like there's a sign and trade deal going on that I might know about.
We on this show, we realized years ago that whatever the average is going is what the quarterback's going to get.
Yep.
You know, with Kirk Cousins signed for all that money, come on, Kirk Cousins. You know, whatever the average is going on, that's what the quarterback's going to get. So,
yep.
Daniel Jones is going to get his money, but I am excited about Geno Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was pulling for that guy, man. He's finally going to get the money and get the respect he needs. So, hey, man, you know, hats off to these guys.
Yeah.
You know, it's NFL. I mean, let's look at Carr, for example.
Mm-hmm.
You have a losing season and you still can get picked up for a lot of. I mean, think about it on your regular job if your performance review come in low and you don't do well.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a raise. So you.
And you walk in to sit down with the boss and like, you stuck up the joint this year, but you know what? Here's a raise. And not only a raise, but a big raise.
So that's what the NFL could do for you, Bird, man. Hey, it's just average. And I know what you're saying. I mean, he got us to the playoff this year because we had a running game. But it's the average.
Yeah.
Hey, just keep smiling and hope we don't beat y'all twice next year.
I'm just saying, you know, I had to get that shot in.
Sign some of their players.
I mean, I feel you, Bird. I mean, sometimes I look, I'll be like, man, why did we choose this guy? But it's the average. That's where we at.
Yeah.
And if I may jump in here real quick for our social media break.
Yes, sir.
Our fans was waiting on me. I apologize. I wanted to apologize to them. They said, I thought you forgot about us. That's what Chris Smith told me. And talking for fun. She, of course, chimed in. She said, what's up? And then, again, B. Smith said, absolutely, Aggie Pride is nationwide. She said that to open up. And she also said, go Virginia Tech ACC Women's Champions. That's what she thinks is going to happen. Everything. And then also, they told me not to give you a hard time tonight on the show. That's what they told me.
Oh, okay. Because of the voice. Okay.
Yeah, take it easy on them.
Take it easy. Hey, by the way, the voice, it's related to allergies and all that stuff. You know, I wasn't yelling and screaming, just the allergies. You know, that spring is here a little early.
I thought he was yelling at his food truck staff.
Well, you crazy. Hey, one interesting side note here. With the Saints signing Derek Carr, what does that mean for Jameis Winston? Remember, he sat out with the injury last year, you know, and so Jameis is up in the air. You know, we'll have to see what happens to the brother.
Hey, maybe he can coach quarterbacks for the Aggies. Let's go. Come on down here, James. We got a position for you.
So you got a spot for him?
Yeah, we got a spot.
Hey, there was a freakish performance. We mentioned this in the opening. A freakish performance put on at the combine by Florida quarterback Anthony Richardson. Man, this dude set combine quarterback records for vertical jump, broad jump, and just straight up vertical period. Then on top of that, he ran a 4.43 in the 40-yard dash. He broke some of those are Cam Newton records, and he broke them. And when he was asked about who he compares himself to, he said he called himself Cam Jackson. And they said, "Why you call yourself Cam?" He said, "Because I compared myself to Cam Newton and Lamar Jackson." You know, you talk about two Heisman Trophy winners,
Wow.
two guys that have won MVPs in the NFL, and that's what he said. His stock is already gone. They said, he's probably moved up to, he's going to be like the second or third quarterback taken probably. Your thoughts on this freakish performance by this guy, Tunnel Crew?
Hey, not surprised, Big T. We knew we was going to see something come out of the combine that we wasn't expecting, and here he comes.
Here he comes.
Hey, good for the brother. He'll move up in the draft, and let's see where he lands.
Yeah. I've heard he's got a good head on his shoulders, too. He's a good kid.
That's good.
So.
That's good.
But they were
That's
talking about how undersized Bryce Young was. Like
Yep,
he looked like somebody's little brother. I said, "Uh-oh, that don't bode well for him. That don't bode well for him at all."
No, it doesn't. Hey, make sure you catch us on Tuesday nights on YouTube. Go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and tell all your friends about it. And then on Thursday nights, catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show. You can find it online at WLJFradio.com. You can also download the WLJF app. It's available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. When we come back, we'll get into our question of the day. You're listening to At Home with the Crossover.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning. The Crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, The Joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, two locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
100.7 WLJF.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. Catch us Tuesday night, 7 p.m. On YouTube. Go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel and make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell everybody you know about it. Then on Thursday nights, catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show. You can find it online at WLJFradio.com. You can also download the 100.7 WLJF app. And it's available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. Radar, do we have any social media shout-outs, comments, or questions from the listeners and the fans?
Talking for Fun said that you guys have a really good time doing the show. And B. Smith also agreed with everyone about how bad Carolina played in that rivalry game. She said that was pitiful. My words, not hers.
That was pitiful. She's right. It was absolutely terrible.
And,
All right. Got any
and
more?
I'm ready for the question of the day. I told them, I said, question of the day is coming up. And they said, we ready?
They ready. All right. Hey, I love it. All right. Well, hey, the question today, and before we get into the question today, because it's going to tie into it, a little bit, Ja Morant. Come on, man. Ja was okay. So number one, some stuff came out a couple of weeks ago about him assaulting a 17-year-old kid at a basketball game at his home in his backyard. Said that his friends egged him on and was basically like, do it, man, get him, and so he stepped to the kid and, according to reports, assaulted the kid, beat him down, Then he stepped to a security guard in a mall, and almost got into an altercation there. And then there was reports of after a game, I think it was with either the Cavaliers or the Celtics. I think it was the Cavaliers. They said that when they were going to board the bus, a car driven by a group of his friends came by and rolled the window down and put a laser pointer on the guys, And now, they go to Denver this past weekend and lose to Denver. And then he's out at the nightclub, a Denver nightclub at 5 a.m, brandishing a gun on his live stream on social media. And so because of that, he's been suspended by the league and he's under investigation by the league. And he said he's got to get help from, a psychiatrist, psychologist, something. He's got to get some kind of help to relieve the pressure that's on him. Tunnel Crew, your thoughts on this story? Because, Ja, he hadn't heard anything like this out of him until now. So is this a cry for help, like I've heard a lot of people say?
Well, Big T, it sounds like it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the pressure. When I hear you say you think it's a lot of pressure on what to go out and perform,
Mm-hmm.
or just to try to live a regular life as an athlete.
And it's not clear. He's not clear on that
It's not
when he
really
talks.
clear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. But I can say, just my opinion and my observation, Allen Iverson need to give him a call.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And talk to him about, the crowd you keep.
Yep.
The people that hang with you.
Yep.
Hey, it's the old saying, if they're not helping you or helping you to move forward,
Yep.
You might need to cut them off.
That's right.
Because you can't please everyone, because hey, that crowd will hang around and spend your money, party, while you got to go out and run and make shots and win a championship, and they'll benefit from it all. So, I hope, I say all that to say, I hope he gets the help that he needs.
Yeah.
Whether it's, through mental health or, just simply plain, he probably might have to cut some of those guys back.
Yeah. Hey, Michael Vick would be a good person to talk to him too. Because Michael Vick, after the dog fighting situation and him going to prison, he seemed to surround himself with a different class of people,
Right. So that's my take on the Big T. Now, on the other hand, real quick, hey, take something from LeBron and what he did with his few friends.
Yeah.
They went out and helped him to build his brand.
That's right.
To add to his life.
Yep. There you go.
If you got a couple of guys that can take that on and they can do that, you keep them. But if you got guys around you that's going to continue to get you in trouble, because everybody has a cell phone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the videos are going, and you just can't go out here and act up.
Yeah.
They can get away with it because they see everything. So
yeah.
So that's just my take on it. Cut the friends and get you some help, Ja.
Yeah. And it's sad this story comes out, I guess about a couple of months after that heartwarming story where he gave his kids to the Down syndrome kid and, and made his day, and he was all excited. So, this is tough to hear.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to talk about this before we jump into the question today? We don't have much time.
Real quick, Sandra Moss said, "What's up, Aggie P?" And
Yeah.
what's up, Tunnel Crew? And
What's
then
up?
B. Smith said she agrees with what Aggie P said in regards to Ja Morant about seeking out people who have been where he's going and been what he's been through. You know.
There you go.
Yes.
All right. Well, Bird, see, he's nodding his head, so I guess he said, let's move on. Am I right, Bird?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's jump on into our question of the day because, like we said, free agency has started in the NFL, even though it didn't officially start till next Tuesday. You got the conference tournaments going on in men's and women's college basketball all week long. If you're a college basketball fan, this is your week. You know, you've got the NBA season is coming down the stretch run. You've got, teams like Dallas making moves with Luka and Kyrie both putting up 40 points in that win over the 76ers over the weekend. You've got the Lakers making moves, winning games without LeBron, So you got the Knicks. I don't know if they lost yet, but what is 9 in a row? Something like that.
Man.
And they upset Aggie P's Celtics in double overtime over the weekend. So I mean, so you got the NBA season, people making moves because it's coming down the stretch run, coming down, getting ready for the playoffs. I mean, you got so much happening out there. If you're a NASCAR fan, you got NASCAR races going on as the NASCAR season starts. Golf is going on. Hey, hockey. Larry's excited. Hey, me and Larry are going to take in a Canes game on Thursday. Okay. Because the season is coming down the stretch run with hockey. So you got all that going on. So, Tunnel Crew, the question of the day is this: out of everything that's happening, whether it's college basketball tournament, selection Sunday, whether it's the NFL free agency right around the combine just ended, which is going to lead into the draft next month, everything. So the question of the day is this: of everything that's happening, what excites you the most and why? What do you like, man? What gets you juice flowing? I mean, even the XFL is going on. You got teams like the Defenders that are 3-0, but they out there in WWE style brawls at the end of the game over the weekend. So
great football.
Yeah, everything's happening.
Very physical.
So the question of the day is what I just said. What excites you the most and why? Go ahead.
Can I lead up on this, Aggie P?
Yeah.
You mind, Birdman?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't mind.
I just wanted to let you know, Aggie P got the people popping online right here. M. Mitchell done showed up and showed out. She said, "What's up, Thunder Crew? Love and blessings." And then Penny B3 showed up and showed out. She said, "What's up, Biggie T? Great people." And they said he just need to sit on the couch and Aggie P for a little while. He'll get us out right. And with all that being said, I'm gonna knock the socks off with this. I'm most looking forward to the draft for the WNBA because all these super teams had to give up draft picks and selections for the upcoming draft, and we got a lot of new talent and talent that hasn't quite blossomed yet in the WNBA, which again is a great incubator, if I may use the word, for teams to start to rise up, because with the Liberty making the moves they made and the Aces making the moves they made themselves top heavy, but they got players that play, but they are still a little bit older. So that means with these players coming out of South Carolina, the players that are coming out of UConn, Stanford, and Baylor, to name a few, it's getting ready to be a turn of the tide. And with the players getting shoe contracts, now they're getting better accommodations with the flights and everything. That's going to rise the level of competition. So that's just something that I'm most excited about. And I just wanted to share that with the Tunnel Crew.
Most definitely. Love it, man. Love it.
That was important, Reno. I was going to ask about the money. Is the money improving? And you just kind of touched on it. Better contracts and stuff. So we starting to come. Okay, that's good.
And what they're doing is they're starting to compensate with the resources, the availability of stadiums. We're going to take you out of the Y and we're going to put you into a small university or college, so that way you'll have that privacy. You'll have that that professional feel.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Traveling accommodations, practice accommodations, room and board accommodations. That equals to more games, more money, and more fans, to be frank.
Mm-hmm.
Because we saw a lot of players start to take off and just sit out and say, "Hey, next year I'll come back next year."
Yeah.
And then with the whole Brittany Griner situation, I knew that was really going to galvanize what they would use in order to keep their players from having to go overseas to play.
Yeah.
If at all.
Yeah. Big ups to those ladies last year in the tournament that shed light on how different things were for the women's tournament compared to the men's. Because man, that was a black eye for the NCAA, and they quickly made some moves and made some changes. So, all right, Bird, what are you most excited about and why, as far as everything that's happening in the world of sports right now?
I'm most excited about the ACC tournament. From the 2 games that I've watched so far today into this current one, teams like Notre Dame are giving Virginia Tech right now a fight. Teams like Louisville gave earlier Boston College a fight. Teams like Georgia Tech coming out of a 12-point deficit and ended up winning by 1, giving them a fight. Nobody expected them to. So it's like the conference is wide open, and it's a good time to be an ACC college basketball fan right now. And I'm just so excited for like teams like my team, Wake Forest, and teams like Carolina, because they're gonna make a run. Nobody really expects, Wake Forest, UNC, one and done. A couple people have said we're gonna be one and done, but hey, whatever happened in regular season, I keep trying to tell people, whatever happens in regular season, that does not matter.
Yeah.
In the tournament, it's like your record is 0-0 in the tournament.
That's right.
So it's like a brand new season.
You right. You exactly right. All right. Well, Aggie P.
Yes, sir.
What are you most excited about and why?
Man, mine is so simple. NFL draft, Hendon Hooker.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Hey,
yes.
Man, I'm just
see where
waiting.
He goes.
I'm just waiting and praying just to see where he land. And
yeah.
Hey, man, I'm just proud of the guy and the family.
Yeah.
So mine is simple, man. Where would Hendon Hooker play NFL football?
That's awesome. I'm looking forward to that too, man, because hopefully the injuries don't cause teams don't cause them to slide,
Right.
Because they didn't get a chance to see him in the bowl game and all that stuff, but I think he put enough on tape that you can make a fair assessment and judgment. And modern technology, guys recover really quickly from these injuries now with the surgeries and everything. Go ahead, Aggie P. I'm sorry, Radar. I'm sorry.
Well, real quick, AP, don't let that dude slide to them 49ers. Because if they let that dude sit on the bench and give him time to learn that playbook, I'm telling you, it's going to be a problem in San Fran.
Yeah. Aggie P, you going to say something?
Yeah, I was. And, a lot of the coaches were very surprised how large he is, looking at the film, they can't really tell. He's 6'5" with big hands and all of that. And also, I heard from his father that he interviews very well with the coaches.
Oh yeah.
As far as his football knowledge. So hey, man, I'm excited. I can't wait to see where he lands.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited about NFL free agency. I'm looking forward to see what everybody, even though it's already started, I'm looking forward to the official start of it next Tuesday. See what everybody does. See where the big names are going to go. See what happens with Aaron Rodgers and all that stuff. It's going to be fun. So I can't wait. All right, everybody. Hey, make sure you catch us for At Home with the Crossover Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. on YouTube. Go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and tell everybody you know about it. Tell all your family, friends about this show. Then on Thursday nights, catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show. You can find it also online at WLJFradio.com. You can also download the 100.7 WLJF app. It's available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. When we come back, it'll be time to wrap this show up.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning. The crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, The Joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, two locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 ministries where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
It's time now for the crossover wrap up report. Let's send it back to the tunnel.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover, and it's the portion of the show that we like to call the wrap up, where we review all of our picks from last week and look at the standings, the overall standings, everything, and then make new picks for this week. And so let's go ahead and take a look at how everybody did last week. You had a four-way tie at first place with me, Birdman, Bromel, and the Queen, the Doctor, Mama, the First Lady, the Entrepreneur. We all went 3-2 to finish in first place tie. And then Aggie P and Stats finished in a second place tie at 2-3. And Radar brought up the rear for the second or third week in a row, going 1-4. I think it's the third, because I think he went 1-4 this week, 1-4 last week. I think he was 1-5 the week before that. So, man, Radar, you stinking up the joint, brother. Hey, after that playoff appearance last year, he done went back to the old Radar. Can't pick his way.
I'm playing like Carolina, Aggie B.
Yeah, you going backwards. Hey, can't pick his way out of a brown paper bag. Hey,
Radar got an NIL deal.
that's right.
You know what? That always sounds good because he sounds like James Earl Jones right now, Aggie B.
Oh man. So the overall standings look like this. Hey, I think it's the 6th straight week Aggie P has been on top. Aggie P is running things so far this year. I love it.
Big T. I'm faded.
No, man. And he's 28-20. He's leading the charge. I'm second at 27-21. Bro Mel came from like 5th or 6th place back. He's back in the running. In 3rd place from 26-22. You got Stats in 4th place at 25-23. If the playoffs started today, that would be your 4. Because Stats would beat out Birdman, who has the same record, but Stats has one more weekly win to Birdman's 2.
That ain't lasting.
Yeah, Birdman is 25-23. TP is 22-26. She's in 5th place. And Radar bringing up the rear, 6th place, 20-28. There you go, Radar. Keep it up, brother. And weekly wins are 5 for me, 4 for Bromel and Aggie P, 3 for for Stats, and 2 for Bird, 2 for TP, and 1 for Radar. All right, so this week we picked the ACC tournament, and we're not going to go through and tell everybody's full bracket. All we did is put up here everybody's Final Four and their champion. And Stats has Miami, Duke, Virginia, and Clemson as his Final Four. He's got Duke winning the whole thing. It brings up me. I've got Miami, Pittsburgh, UNC, and Clemson as my Final Four, and I've got Miami beating UNC in the championship game. All right, Radar.
All right. I'm going with Miami, Duke, Virginia, Clemson, and Virginia to come out on top.
All right. Next up, we got Birdman.
I got Wake Forest, Duke, Virginia, and Clemson in my Final Four. And Wake Forest at the end.
Hey, he ain't gave up on him yet, has he? What?
Yeah, I like it. Stand strong, Bird.
He's a true fan, man.
Like who? Not Bird.
Pittsburgh, Clemson, Miami, Virginia. I got Virginia being the champs.
All right. Next up, we got TP. I'll read her. She's got Virginia, NC State, Miami. I'm sorry. And the other team is, what was her other team? Can somebody remember? Because we accidentally have Virginia twice, but it's supposed to be.
I think it was Pitt, right?
Pitt. That's right. It's supposed to be Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh, NC State, Miami, and Virginia, and then she's got Virginia winning it all. So that's the Queen. Bromell has UNC, NC State, Miami, and Pittsburgh. And he actually has Miami as the champion. We've got UNC there, but he actually has Miami as his champion. And I think we got TP's wrong because we said Pitt, but Bromell was the one that had Pitt. So TP, I'm looking hers up now, so we can move on to the next thing here while I try to look up hers to make sure we got it right. Okay, so she has, for her Final Four, she has Miami, Pittsburgh, Virginia, and NC State as her Final Four, and she's got Miami losing to Virginia in the championship game. So that is her correct Final Four there. And for Bromell's, it was, like I said, UNC, Pitt, Miami, and NC State, and he's got Miami winning. All right, so it's time for shout-outs or shut-up-and-play candidates, and we'll start with Radar Charles.
I'm glad you started with me because I have something big to announce.
Uh-oh.
I think TP should get an automatic L for not coming into 2 straight shows, and I'm still in last place.
TP is busy, man.
Or like a buy or something, you know.
Hey, there's a reason she's got professor in her name. She's busy.
Okay.
You know,
I gotta be a doctor.
School year's coming down the stretch, man. The school year's coming down the stretch. You know this her busy time of year.
But I'm gonna shout her out since she's out there feeding the world and giving us a healthy substitute.
There you go.
With her food. So I'm gonna give Big TP a shout out.
There you go.
Bring it up.
Birdman.
In the name of health, since his allergies are kicking up. You know what I mean?
Birdman, your shout out or shut up and play candidate.
You know what? Shut up and play, Stats. Don't be up here worried about Radar's record and anybody else's record. Worry about yours.
Hey, Stats is actually Stats another one that's been in the bottom for a long time, but Stats actually in the playoffs if the season ended today. Stats doing pretty good. All right, Aggie P.
Shout out to Brother Mayo and TP. See y'all next week.
See you next week, guys. Yes, most definitely. Hey, my shout out in honor of me going to the Canes game Thursday night, man, is to the Canes waxing the ice with Tampa Bay on Sunday. A 6-zip shutout. Hey, that's their 7th shutout this season. That's tied for the most with the New York Islanders. And hey, an additional shout out. I'm gonna do like the Queen usually does. An additional shout out. Teuvo Teravainen, man, with a hat trick. You know, a hat trick is 3 goals in 1 game. He had half of those 6 goals by himself. That was his 2nd career hat trick. So shout out to him and the Canes getting it done.
That's why he went horse. He went horse cheering for me to go 1-4, Big T. Back he knew it. He was like, yes, yo.
So I was like, yeah, keep losing, Radar. Keep on. Hey, make everybody see that last year was a fluke.
Oh, man.
Shouldn't have lost in the championship game.
For Radar,
That was the way.
for Birdman,
Whosoever believed in him.
for Aggie P.
No weapons.
I'm your man, Big T, signing off and saying, no matter where you are, look up, know that your creator is there. Till next time, see you, and we might want to be you.
He almost sounded like Charles Bronson a little bit.
Boy, you crazy. Charles Bronson.
You see how he tried to get on me with that voice, Aggie? He tried to get on fancy with it.
Get on you. Get back into last place, man. You messed the Tunnel Crew world up last season.
I was supposed to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, what is that?